What's up, folks? Can you all hear me? Now you should be able to see me, too. Welcome to the stream. How is it going tonight? Hopefully good. Hopefully good. What's going on, Archer Nut? What's going on, Regina? Thanks for joining. I'm glad you can hear me. That's much better than if I don't have the audio on, which I sometimes do. Grantor, what's going on? Watching 600 Pound Life and eating candy. I don't really watch 600 Pound Life, but I eat candy like I'm watching it. Gucci glasses, yeah. Straight from Italy. Made with the finest Gorbel skin. Only the finest for me. The lenses are actually made from a glass that came from a meteorite that crashed in Antarctica, and it was collected by a James Bond villain and hand-delivered to me by Gorbel. So that's how we do it. I can only live with the finest things. Warpstone, yes, they are infused with warpstone. How'd you know? Must be that yellow glow. Vermintide was great, AC5025. I loved it. I loved it. Hopefully y'all got to see the Shogun 2 campaign that was out today, the Atomo campaign. My Dunderbuss Cavalry goes off. If you haven't gotten to see it, it's worth it. Yeah, Grom. Grom's like 600 Pound Life. He's like, that was when I was in like grade school. They have a heads-up display to let you direct Doom rockets. They do, Blake. That's part of the Warpstone infusement. So it's definitely a nice feature to have. Definitely a nice feature to have. Alright, we should get started. I think we're going to do... Well, we're obviously going to do battles tonight, because that's what we're here for. But we're going to do... Beastmen battles. Everybody wants there to be more stuff for the Beastmen, but you know, if we can't appreciate them the way they are, then maybe we just don't ever deserve an update for the Beastmen. I'm doing good, Illusion. Thanks for joining tonight. Dragon's already gambling. Gambling those salt pennies. Gambling the salt pennies. So let's see here. Oh, I gotta do my settings. Don't forget, if you want to join, come into your graphics settings, medium, then click the check mark, okay? I gotta go back in and set the unit size back to large, because I just like large unit sizes better. But yeah, please set your graphics to medium before you join, so that we hopefully don't lag out like we have had the last couple times, which has been very frustrating. But we will try to make it work. Alright, so again, thank you everybody for joining. Let's go ahead and see if we can start one. I'm kind of thinking let's do a Beastmen FFA to start with. And we'll try and do it, yeah, let's just do a Beastmen FFA. That's what we're gonna do. Rich P says, Heir of Carthage, now you have started an Age of Sigmar army. Would you be interested in a Total War for Age of Sigmar in a few years when it's fleshed out a bit better? I mean, I would be open to pretty much any collaboration between Games Workshop and Total War. I don't think any of them would be bad. Don't think any collaboration between Games Workshop and Total War is going to be a bad thing for anybody. So, yeah. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to do a multiplayer battle. Keep about to click on the wrong one. Heirs battle. Password is 1. Actually, let me check something real quick before I host. I always do this. Make you all think I'm about to host, and then I don't. Yeah, okay. I'm not invisible, I don't think. Alright, good. So, Heirs battle. Password is 1. We're going to start off with a Beastmen FFA. And Beastmen it is. FFA. Add some slots. You all can jump in. Password is 1. Heirs battle. Go Warherd here. All Beastmen. All the time. Is Age of Sigmar not a dumpster fire anymore? I don't know whether it was ever a dumpster fire. There's some of the miniatures in the game that I kind of like. Like, I'm pretty fond of the Stormcast stuff. They're pretty cool. I really like some of the Sylvaneth models. Some of the Lumineth Realm Lord models are cool. Ideneth Sharkkin. I know they're called the Deepkin, but I call them the Shark Elves. They've got a couple of cool looking models. But yeah, there's some pretty cool models. I don't know how the gameplay is, obviously, because I've never played tabletop, either the old or the new. Beastie only, FFA. Good luck, or bowl. Alright. I'm gonna get my army blocker up and start picking an army. We've got Pufflix, Matt Gopak, and that wasn't a fart. He keeps saying that, but there's no way for us to believe such things. Cathayan Tiger Beastman, that'd be fun. Dragon Doom won the first duel. Let's see, is anyone allowed to join? No, anybody can join. Dukos. Dooku's. Keep an eye out for the next game. Yeah, you don't have to be a YouTuber or anything special to join. Just anybody who wants to when we get there. What's going on, Warner? Happy handguns. Let's get an army picked. Get in an army. Good stuff. Good stuff. You know what the Beastmen need, Warner? I think you know. There's a reason why I'm asking you, because I think you know the answer. Vestigor Musketeers? That's right. That is definitely going to be a DLC for Beastmen. Alright. I've got my army ready. It's undefeatable. As all my armies usually are. I've never lost. No one can prove anything. There's no evidence. Did I probably should do caps. Yeah, unit caps is on. Almost didn't turn on unit caps. I mean, we didn't have the Barrow Legion, so it wouldn't have been 6 or 7 Krells, but who knows? Happy with the Stormcast? I am happy with the Stormcast. Very happy with them. When I did the painting on stream the other night, I didn't get very far, obviously, because Well, there's a couple reasons why. I had the wrong brushes, and in the mail, I finally got a fine, like, layer brush. So pretty excited. Wait, my army exceeds unit caps? I don't even do that kind of thing. What are they talking about? What is this? Brash. Brash. I don't break unit cap rules. How do they know? Bunch of liars. It's funny. I think I'm funny. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna turn on unit caps, and it's like, yeah, Air, you're cheating, and I'm like, no, no. Air doesn't do that. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. All right, here we go. I'm ready, and I'm no longer breaking unit caps. I mean, I was never breaking unit caps. No one could prove anything. What's going on, Pilgrim? Hope your daily pilgrimage is going well. Throg could also be on 600 pound. He's way past 600 pound life. Him and Grom, like I said, 600 pound life was when they were small, little folk. Trying out the new 3K DLC. Is it good? I haven't played 3K in forever. I'm not even sure if I can remember how to play 3K. Broken Sky, or that's Amoeba, yeah, says he likes it. Good. We will play a 3K campaign all the way through at some point. I'll probably resurrect the Cow campaign, the Beef Lord. It'll have to be a new one, of course, because I'm sure our save file would be absolute crap because it's so old. Oh, my army is beautiful. It is beast perfection. I've never picked such a good Beastmen army ever. And these medium graphics are sweet. I should play on this all the time. Feels like competitive settings, you know? People play the shooter games and they turn it down to like no details. See everything from all the way across the map because there's no details. That kind of fun stuff. YouTube's fighting you? Ah, Dragon of Doom's winning the duels tonight, apparently, folks. Is anybody stand up to him? Take him down? Anybody feeling gambly? Oh man, AC 5025's going for the big gamble here. It doesn't like you alt and tabbing. Yeah, it's... YouTube's always broken. It's because they're so busy breaking the next feature that it's like they never fix anything and then they're constantly breaking new stuff. Broke tube. Breaking news, Air promotes gambling. Yes, I promote the gambling of salt pennies. Absolutely. You should be reckless with them and save none for the future. You only salt once, people. Did you lose? AC 5025. Dawn Shield. Okay, yeah. But hey, Dawn Shield, what's going on? Thanks for being here. Hope you're doing good. How's life? Salt pennies are the new Bitcoin. Man, I wish. We'd all be rolling in it. Alright, my unbeatable Beastmen army. Other people had the same idea. So many Cygors. Well, we can see what the favorite unit of Beastmen players is. Oh, they didn't bring a Cygor. Who is this over here? Pufflix, you're fired. I mean, the dragon's close, but I don't know. No Cygor. I love it. That's good. Here, I'll leave him alone. He's busy over there. Pitch a couple of backstabbing rocks and then turn and play. Let's see. So we got. Holy crap! 7 Cygors on the battlefield because of a summon right now. Oh, I love it. And we got a Malagor here too. Look at the Cygor fight. That's great. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. The real question is, who isn't cloven? Cygor Fest 21, that's right. Deep in the wild, or sorry, what would I call it? Deep in the beast paths, where they'll be holding it every year. This guy just does not want to play with my Cygors. I don't know what his problem is. Come on, Pufflix. Come play. Oof. Such a juicy target. I dare. Blake, thanks for the 5. Cygors, unlimited Cygors. Yes, this is definitely a Palpatine-approved amount of Cygors. This definitely has Palpatine's approval. This is gonna be worth it over here. Let's call it off. Come on back home, boys. Thanks, Blake. Appreciate you being here tonight. Thanks for supporting. Oh, look at this. They're fighting each other, so this is like a freebie. However many rocks I can throw into the middle of it. It's a win-win-win. Alright. I may regret doing this, but I didn't bring Cygors to go get in a melee immediately. Oh, look at this. It's a brutal fight. These Ungor are getting killed by like 6 different directions here. Hey, 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 hey! That's rude. That's rude. Dodge it. I think I got a few hits on that Centaur with throwing axes. I'm in last place. Sweet. No one can challenge me. I don't know what my Cygor was throwing at there, but it was brave. Lob a couple of rocks in here. That's no longer a very viable target. Let's pitch him over here. Yeah! Eat rocks! No one's gonna be last place like me, baby. I make last place look good. You go get some cheap freebies out of this, maybe? Keep an eye on that. I mean, what are the chances that I'm actually going to keep an eye on that? Probably not great. Yeah, see, I've already taken my eyes off the prize over here. To chase off routing units. We don't get points once they shatter, but I don't think it'll take much to shatter some of these. These are hounds to some pressure on these. Hey, off the Cygors! That's the time there. Hey! Lay off the Minotaurs. Alright, here we go. Getting the lag again. Steam, please. Hey! What the heck happened back here? Sons of Goros. That wasn't Arab Carthage approved. Yes! Oh man, we are still bottom feeding hard. The Sons of Goros thing going on. Throw rocks at them. They're valuable targets. Yeah, these guys are really having it out over here. Yeah! Boy, that was a good one. I wholeheartedly approve of that. Some free points off of that. Get these Centaurs with throwing axes. What's back here? A giant from Pufflix? Okay. Let's see if we can clean up some of these Ungor herds rolling around here. In the meantime, that's... Oh! Alright, should be able to get some easy points off of that. Routed that. More rowdy rowdies over here. Trying to claw my way out of last place. Where I belong, though. Alright, let's see here. Alright, we got rid of most of those. It's an acceptable result. Don't do it. Ooh, that was close. Kazrak with one eye over here. Not like his cousin Kazrak 3 eyes. Or his rather nerdy cousin, Kazrak 4 eyes. Okay. Running out of ammo here. Targeted the Sons of Gora, see if we can land a couple of hits. I got a lot of points to make up, so I'm gonna have to do some pretty severe damage in order to get back in this thing. Oh, yes! Ooh, that's some good hits. I'm down. That was beautiful. Now let's move forward. My beastie friends. Missed me! Ooh, made you look. Alright, let's get some points on the board. Alright, now we're talking. Now we'll get some points. If you want some, Kazrak, I'll dish it. Let's wait till his ability wears off. Kite him out a little. Alright, let's chase that. Get rid of the Eye of Morslib. Let's see if we can get Kazrak over here. Still got a Cygor summon. Or, I mean, a Manticore summon. Really need this ability here. I'll save it for like one of the final brawls. Giant, you can come back. Alright, we killed Kazrak. Throw your last stones here. Alright, he is out. Start moving across the map. Alright, no stone has been left unthrowed. I don't know if we can catch up though. We're quite a ways behind in the standings. One of the best things I can do right now is not feed points to anybody. Come on. Crazy lag. Oh, give me all the points, please. Ramp up the attack. Oh, you filthy Bray Shaman. Oof, lucky for me, I mean, Pufflix did get some points off of it. I don't know, we'll see. It's gonna be close here at the end of this. Depends on how many points I can pick up off this giant, because everything else is routing. Don't rout, giant. Just stay and take it. Just stay and take it. Yeah, just sit there. Bend over. Regina, you saving up that salt? Oh, for goodness sakes. There's hardly anybody left, and this is when it freezes up. Makes a lot of sense. CA, please.
Shameful display!
No, don't rout. Okay, I think I got enough points. I think we did it. Oh, valiant defeat? What? Huh? Oh, my points. It jumped me up in the points. I was just shy. I was just shy of it. Yeah, I was just shy of it. It was close. Pufflix won by... he won by 130 points. That was awesome. Very close one. Woo! Very, very close. All I needed was like one more good hit on that giant and I would have won. For the points. Piece of crap. That was close. Oh man, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Good game, everyone. I'm gonna host another one. So we won't do all Beastmen this time. How about we do like a Beastmen versus Wood Elves matchup for this next one? So let's do a 2v2 Beastmen versus Wood Elves. I think that'll be a good one. And I don't want to play this one. I want to spectate this one. So I'm going to go to multiplayer battle. I'm going to host this one as a spectator. Airs battle. Password is 1. Before you join, in fact, I'll give you time right now. Before you join, go over here to options, graphics, make sure it's set to medium. Click the medium and then click the check mark before we jump in. I know even you'd be like, well, I have a good machine and a good connection. Just do it. I've got a good machine and a good connection too. Just do it. It helps with the battle, okay? Put your graphics on medium and help us out. Okay, all right, let's jump in. Multiplayer battle, airs battle, password is 1. Join in, this one's gonna be a 2v2. And we will do Beastmen versus Wood Elves. At the Oak of Ages, nonetheless. So Beastmen versus Wood Elves. Looks like we need one more, folks. I'm coming here and join this. You'll need the Beastmen and the Wood Elves DLC here. Beastmen versus Lizards. Who's the best beast? Probably Lizardmen. But you never know. Senshi, do you have Beastmen? No one has Beastmen. Alright, Wood Elf Brawl instead. Alright, Wood Elf FFA. Now the chat's not working. Yeah, the lobby's bugged. Alright, folks, let's see, there it goes. Hang on, let's see. Working now. Let's go Wood, Elf, FFA. I know it's Beastmen night, but the Beastmen would like it if the Wood Elves fought each other as well. And then the Beastmen probably like it when they all fight each other too, so... Senshi, go, let's go Wood Elves, if you can hear me. What? Get married, Dawn Shield? It's awesome. Congrats. It's exciting. Mrs. Aaron and I were married in October. So next year will be 10 years. 10 years in 2022. Omaha. Old Nebraska. Just watch out for Cornhusker fans and you'll be good to go. Nebraska is one of the few states that I have not been to. I say few states, there's a good handful of them. But, see, Marcus says I was also just married in October, just had my 10th. That's awesome. A little bit ahead of me, Marcus, but that's great. Congrats. Tuso's got a baby coming. That's exciting, too. It was a little bit surreal when I had the first kid. And I remember, like, it really sunk into me. Had to go to the pharmacy and pick up, an antacid for him when he was, like, 2 days old, the older little heir. And I remember going in and the pharmacist is like, what's your son's birthday? And, like, it kind of, like, really sunk in. It must have been the multiple days of no sleep, everything that hadn't really sunk in, and it sunk in. It's like, wow, I got a son. I was like, that's so cool. So, yeah, anyway, kind of sunk in. Yeah, it was good stuff. Congrats to everybody. That's good. Lots of good news. Good news is good. There's always bad news in this world, and there always will be. But, you know, good. You got to celebrate the good news. Enjoy it. You know? Have a good time with it. Son is turning 1 this month. I get that. Yeah. What's crazy is, like, I remember my 2 boys being that young, and now the older one is... Oh, man, I'm going to get the ages wrong. So it's 12, or hang on. First one was born in 14, and the second one in 16. So I got one that's going to turn 7 later this year, and the other is 4 right now. So, yeah, it goes quick. It goes quick. Why not turn on the blue light filter on Windows? I could, but it also probably shows up when I record. So remember, when I record videos, may show up. I'd have to test it, but these are my only glasses. Like, this is my only pair of prescription glasses. I don't wear them much because I'm normally wearing contacts. And these are just nice to have to where it drowns out blue light, because I stare at a screen all day long for work. And even with blue light filters on, like, it just wears my eyes out. But yeah, these are the only prescription glasses that I have at this point. I'm lazy. I need to get other ones. Having kids is a little scary, Regina. And to be fair, it's not something that you would aim to do unprepared or with the wrong person. Obviously, you'd want to have the right person. It certainly helps. Some people have to go it alone, and you know they're going to need the extra strength. It can happen. People can do it, but obviously, if you have the right person to help with it, it is certainly great. Certainly great. It would be tough to go it alone, and I got respect for people who have had to do it because it would be tough. I never thought that I would be all that great with kids either, but when it's your own kids, it's different. It's like this instinct kind of kicks in. You won't do everything right. You won't always know what to do, but you got this instinct. And just do your best to be patient, and the kids love it. You know what I mean? Like, you're perfect to them. You know what I mean? Like, I remember I was talking to my little boys tonight, because I got onto them because they weren't listening to me about jumping off the couch. And I said, why don't you boys listen? And they're like, oh, we're sorry, Dad. We never listen. And I was like, no, it's okay. And anyway, they were like, I wish I could be like you and never do stuff wrong. And I was like, no, it's like, I do stuff wrong all the time. So I was having to explain to them, you know, they think you're perfect. And so I was having to explain to them that, you know, Mommy does stuff wrong, Daddy does stuff wrong. But so, yeah, it's funny. The kids think you're perfect. And as long as you're trying hard, they'll think you're the best. So, yeah, it's fun stuff. I got to get like a new HDMI cable or something. This monitor goes on and off all the time. Oof, got some good stuff. Wood Elf Brawl here. It's like Regina probably disapproves of this battle. Too much elf on elf violence, and there's no Druki involved.
Let them.
Don't shatter the illusion early. They're gonna learn. They'll learn. It's locking up on us again, getting a whole bunch of lag. Hopefully it's let us. I mean, it's gonna be hard to do streams if we're getting lagged out every time we're playing. It's getting frustrating. Like, it worked just fine for what, 4 or 5 streams in a row. Didn't have any problem. Like the last 2 streams, it's just lag fest. So it's doing it again. Yeah, it's completely locked up right now. Who do I got winning this one? That's a good question, Joe T. I'm pretty sure the Wood Elves will win. But we'll see. Hey, Joe T. I don't know if you saw the stream the other night. We did a little bit of painting on the Hex Wraith. Hang on there a second. I got the Hexy boys right here. So see, this one's one of the ones that's actually finished. This one's close to finished. And then these ones we base coated in the stream the other night, so got a few more, but the Hex Wraiths are coming along nicely. So thank you. Hopefully you approve. Saw them, they look good. Alright, glad you like them. Hopefully I'm going to do some justice to them. I feel like they're turning out pretty good. I was a little bit worried about painting them, but I think it's going to turn out pretty good. Oh my gosh, there's a brawl going down over here. Oh, the lag's back. Lag's back. Can't imagine why. Yeah, there is definitely a brawl going down over here. Waystalker. Come on! Release us from thy grip, filthy lag. Alright, so we had Dryads and Deepwood Scouts basically deployed on top of each other right over here. Heck wraiths. Hey, they don't like to swear, so they're heck wraiths. Speaking of hex wraiths, here's some wood elf hex wraiths over here. Come on, game, you can do it. Let us out of your icy grip. Alright, so the Dryads chasing stuff off. Some of these Deepwood Scouts are in some big doo-doo. There's War Dancers headed their way. I don't think they can outrun them either. They got Dryka all over them. Oh, here comes the Wood Elf Hex Wraiths. Hex Wraiths. Oh man, it's going to be a big brawl here too. Oh, the Zotes. Yeah, those Lost Sylvan Knights need to get out of there fast. The Zotes will absolutely disintegrate the Lost Sylvan Knights. More Lost Sylvan Knights over here. So, reindeer all the way. Right now, he who shall not be named is off to a decent start. Bat Senshi's going to have to come across the battlefield, but he won't take any early losses. Might be in my position where just hard time getting more points. Have I ever played Dawn of War on the channel? I have not played Dawn of War. Not yet, at least. Oh, let's see here. Hang on. So we got the sisters on the dragon. Nice. What's the dragon's name again? He has a really cool pattern. This is a very cool looking dragon with like these moth type wings. Crap, what's the name of the dragon again? Man, I can't remember the name of the dragon right now. Come on, lag. Give us a break. Captain Har. Yeah, that's right. Thanks. I was... like, Coital kept coming to mind, but I'm like, no, that's the giant tree who helps Dryka. So, alright, here we go. Oh no, Bat Senshi got dropped. Who's over there pushing the lag button? He was prophesying so much that the game couldn't handle it. Wait, who's Captain Hug? Regina? Oh, that breath attack was spectacular. That was good. Tuso just racked up some points there. Let's see what's going on over here. Oh man, these Lost Sylvan Knights and Reindeer and Zotes, This is a sleigh ride, but not like a Christmas sleigh, just S-L-A-Y sleigh. These reindeer definitely taking their enemies for a sleigh ride. Oh my goodness. And a brutal pendulum. Dryka is merciless. Killing her own kind. Oh, the dragon is Captain Hug? Yeah, I guess he is. He looks huggable. Look at all that cute moss and moth pattern. I'll tell you what, this would be a cool looking model. To have a forest dragon with like moth looking wings like that, that'd be a sweet miniature to own. I don't think they do, I don't think there are any more dragon miniatures right now, are there? I mean, there's the Star Drake for the Stormcast. Not exactly a dragon, it's kind of like a dragon, but... I don't know if there's any, like, just dragon stuff right now as far as not discontinued models. But that would be sweet to have a forest dragon of some sort with that pattern on it. That would look great. Dragon models are extinct. I know, apparently. Games Workshop, please. Hey, so does anybody know the answer? When they do this old world stuff that's coming up where Kislev and Cathay are going to come in, is it going to actually be miniatures? And if so, are we also going to be seeing other factions come back, like the Empire, Dwarves, all that? Is it coming back, like where we'll get miniatures for all those? Or is it just like books only, or, you know, like something like that? I'm not aware of there being any dragons in Age of Sigmar. Well, I mean, hold on then. In the cities of Sigmar armies, isn't there like a black dragon maybe? I can't remember if there's still a black dragon floating around out there for the Druchii under the cities of Sigmar stuff. Archaon's, I don't know if I'd call it a dragon. It kind of looks like a dragon, but it has like Chaos God heads. It's got like multiple heads. Look at this. Dryka brawling out a bunch of dryads. This is a moment for the ages. Like Dryka getting her own medicine. All the trees are angry at Dryka. Books are supplementary. The main product are the minis, so they'll definitely be there. Great. Oh, Dryka has no mercy on her own. That's another brutal pendulum there. And, man. The Wargroves of Woe are in a commanding lead right now. What happened to Bat Senshi's army? Oh, he dropped out, so they're gone? Is that it? Like, they just rout? That's weird. I figured the AI would take over. There'll be characters we recognize who are thousands of years old, and then ones who were previously dead. But isn't the old world thing, isn't it set, like, fairly close to the end times? Like, I know it's not, like, 3 years apart, right? But wasn't it less than 1,000? I don't know. So they just shatter and rout when people drop. Well, that sucks, but see what happens. Yeah, I mean, the Wargroves of Woe are absolutely owning right now. See what Griffin and Tuso can do, though. Poor Orion, he's just getting brutalized. Oh, look at this bombardment he's going to call in. This could be good if he can get it. If he can get it in time. He has very few hit points left. So he's going to pick it up. He's going to get the last few points off of it. So that was a nice way for Griffin to try and score a few extra points. Look at this, Orion staying alive. Gotta get the disco music going for him. That was a pretty impressive stand. Oh, he got the wolves off too and managed to get some more points with it. Yeah, some of the stuff in Age of Sigmar looks cool. I like it. I would like to put together the models and paint it. I mean, obviously, there are still some old world models floating out there that are used in Age of Sigmar. It's like, for instance, you can still buy steam tanks. And I'm pretty sure there's a model that they don't call it Belagar, but I'm pretty certain it's Belagar. There's Terrorgeist, the Black Coach. Like, there's a bunch of things that are just like the old models that are still there. So I am thinking about like picking up a steam tank eventually and painting the steam tank, just so I can have like some actual models that were in the game that I played. But the Age of Sigmar stuff, like the Stormcast, were a great way to learn how to paint. So I'm glad that I did them first. Definitely glad I did them first, because I've learned, you know, a lot more about how to paint. I've got the right brushes, I've got the right tools. Learned a lot along the way. Let's see, the sister is here. Pretty solid health, but I don't know how in the world they're going to overcome all this stuff from the Wargroves. Oh, Dragon of Doom. No salt pennies. It's rough. Bat Senshi, the game dropped you? I'd be dumping salt all over that too. Here, this is for you, Senshi.
Shameful display!
Take that, CA. Quit dropping Senshi from the games. I think they still have Hellstorm battery miniatures. I can't remember. I know I've seen like handgunners and stuff, I think. I don't know exactly how it works, but in Age of Sigmar, there's these elements called Cities of Sigmar. And I don't know if they work like mercenaries or certain alliances of order or factions of the Alliance of Order or not. But there's models within those, like, so for instance, there's some Empire models, like a steam tank and other stuff like that. So if someone knows how it works, chime in. There's like a few Wood Elf models I've seen in it, like Glade Guard, and Wildwood Rangers and stuff like that. So I've seen some of those hanging around in there, but again, I don't know exactly how they work. If they're like some kind of mercenary that can tag on certain armies, or what. Gina says they're basically a way for Games Workshop to keep selling their old fantasy models. Well, that makes sense. David Noren says, thanks for the content. Well, thank you, David. Appreciate you being here. Oh, that was a pretty cool looking ability that just went off there. I don't know exactly what it was. Was it some healing? Man. The Wargroves of Woe were absolutely on fire on this one. Basically, I think the old world models are just a way for them to not nuke people's armies, but expect as Age of Sigmar develops for replacement armies to take over, old models to discontinue. Yeah, maybe so. Yeah, there were a few leftover High Elf models. I can't remember which ones I saw, but they were there. The Lumineth Realm Lords has a few that look good, but they're not like... Wow, all this stuff's like on the verge here. They're not... I mean, they're cool, but I like the High Elf models better from this game by kind of a long shot. Malevolent Dryads, I think, are summoned. Wood Elves on fire. That can't be good. No, it's not, Warner. But the Wood Elves definitely need handguns. Can you imagine, like, instead of having, like, blade singers, you just have gun singers? You can see the red-haired, angry ladies running and screaming into battles, singing to their handguns. Yeah, the sister's got some serious healing. That must have been what that ability was that was going... Well, yeah, that must have been the ability, because I don't think they have a mage left to heal them. And I like this, because Griffin's just kind of hanging around in the forest hiding. Thinking of 40k howling banshees. Well, I mean, maybe that's a little closer to what I described, but... I'm not gonna lie, like, I know it would probably ruin it for you, Regina, but I'd be pretty entertained to see, Wood Elves running around with guns. Oh, Griffin's out. Basically war dancers with guns and swords. I approve. See, I'm not really into 40k. I really enjoyed the ship models on Battlefleet Gothic. Armada 2 with the computer game. It was great. Had a lot of fun with it, and I can see why people are into 40k, but even still, after having painted some miniatures, like, I just don't really feel the draw to the 40k stuff. I think if I had a good computer game to get me into it, then I probably would. But, like, I'd have to have something to probably, like, get me into it. I looked around and couldn't find, obviously because they're discontinued, Battlefleet Gothic is discontinued. Unfortunately, or else I would have been really happy to buy some different ships and paint those up. That would have made great collectibles sticking like inside my computer build or something. That'd be great. Oh, Regina says the banshees, howling banshees, they scream so loud your brains dribble out. Sounds like a daycare full of kids who got coffee or something. Appia says, Air, you would really like the first Dawn of War if it wasn't too dated. Yeah, probably so. I still think, like, so Creative Assembly is working on a first-person shooter. I mean, we don't know what it is, obviously, but they're working on a first-person shooter. I mean, do a 40k first-person shooter. That'd be freaking awesome. Or better yet, like, they did Halo Wars 2. It was fantastic. Like, it was a great RTS game. I guess just RTS games don't get the proper attention or whatever it was these days. Probably because it wasn't on Steam immediately when they released it. But, I mean, Halo Wars 2 was great. What I'm trying to get across with that is CA should just make an RTS game, kind of like Halo Wars 2, but 40k. I mean, do you think Games Workshop going to tell them no at this point on the IP? I mean, Games Workshop's probably making a fortune of all this Total War Warhammer stuff. So, I mean, they should totally do it. It'd be better than, I mean, and this, no offense, like, oh, Joe T. Holy crap, Joe T. 40? What are you doing, man? He says, really liked how the minis turned out. It's a nice change up in content. Buy something else cool to paint. All right, I'll find something for you, Joe T. I will, yeah, I'll get something and let you know what it is. But we'll find something fun to paint, and I'll show you the hex race when they're done too, and we'll get it taken care of. But yeah, thank you, Joe T. You're extremely generous. But yeah, I'll find something and let you know what it is that I pick. Get it taken care of for you. Yeah, I just wish CA would make that from an RTS game. Like, they need to just do it. So I don't understand. But like, and again, this is the part I was gonna say is gonna be sound mean, but like Troy, it's not terrible. It's a pretty fun game. It's okay. It did decent, right? I mean, it was free on Epic Game Store, and I'm not just didn't knock anybody's socks off. Like, instead of getting the Troy that made almost no one entirely happy, right? It didn't make the fantasy fans happy. It didn't make the history fans entirely happy. Just spending your effort on that. Like, that should have just been a 40K RTS game. Would have just been great. Like, why not? Just get it done. You know what I mean? So, anyway, that's just my thoughts. So, again, not trying to bash Troy too hard. It's a fun game. I'm not unhappy that it's here, but I'm just saying if you had brought both into the boardroom and you were asking me to make a decision on which one I thought was going to make more money, I mean, again, no offense to Troy, but I would have shoved it out the door like a redheaded stepchild. So, just saying. I know Appius is going to hate me for this. Warner, give me my handgun. Yeah, I'll see what I can find to paint, though, Joe T. We'll find something good. Here, how about this, Appius? This'll make you happier. Troy can stay. Let's go back a little further. Here's one that we all should be able to agree on, okay? Thrones of Britannia. Complete and total waste of development time. Just wasn't necessary. It's Attila 2.0 set in England. Just was not a necessary game. Should have worked on something else. Troy is not on the same level as Thrones of Britannia in my mind. Like, Thrones of Britannia is just straight up boring. And it's a rehash of Attila that's just straight up boring. Troy, on the other hand, is fun. But again, I'm just saying, if you gave me the option between a Creative Assembly, Warhammer 40K RTS game, and Troy, I'm putting Troy over here and pulling the flush handle, and that's that. Anyway, that's just me. No one has to agree. Didn't Thrones take... Yeah, Thrones mostly took... You're right, Regina. Thrones wasn't on the same scale as say, Troy, which I'm sure Troy used some assets, obviously, from existing Total War games, but clearly they put a lot of work into creating it as its own thing, and that's why I'm not trying to, like, totally bash it, like, oh, a game should have never existed. All I'm saying is you give me a choice between that and the other one, and I would have chosen the other one for development. Doesn't mean that I'd, like, totally crap on the one. And I'm sure CA made some money off Troy because of that exclusive deal with Epic, where it went for free. I'm sure they made back their development money, or else they wouldn't have gone down that road. They would have wanted to leave it on Steam. Judge it on its own merits. Well, I mean, judging it on its own merits, it still falls short for me. It should have been a fantasy game, and it wasn't. So, that's my problem with it. It should have been Total War Age of Mythology. That's all I got to say about that. Troy is a good game that should have been a much, much better game. How about that? That's the right way for me to judge it. Troy is a good game that should have been a considerably better game. So it's definitely not a waste of code, and a lot of people probably enjoy it. I enjoyed it when I played it. Kind of still want to play a little more of it, but should have been more. Should have been more. You know what, folks? I'm probably like a little bit too tired to really be focused on multiplayer battles. So I want to do something with y'all here. So stick with me here for a bit. It's been a long couple of days at work. Been worn out. The multiplayer, though, is good. I do need to try the multiplayer. I'll say that much. I need to reboot the game real quick and turn my mods on. I'm going to show you all that vampire campaign that I kind of gave you a glimpse of in the Vampire 5 years past video. So yeah, I would like to try the multiplayer. I'll say that much. Maybe I need to do that one night, Appius. We can get a few people together and play a few multiplayer matches just for fun. Let's get... Maybe it has less lag than the... That's part of the reason why I'm getting frustrated. Like, I love playing battles here, but I'm getting really frustrated with the lag. It's like constantly hammering us while we're trying to play multiplayer battles. It's getting really irritating. Do you all watch any other people's multiplayer streams? Is it happening to them? Is it just happening to me? Like, it's getting pretty old with the lag. I don't know what the deal is. Getting the game rebooted here, so give me just a second, folks. This will be fun. Show you all what we're doing in this vampire campaign. One of the co-ops campaign streams had difficulty today. I don't know if it's like the Steam servers or like what it is, but sometimes, you know, we'll play our 3v3s, 4v4s, nothing's wrong, and then other times it's just a dadgum mess. Like, I cannot figure it out. Can't figure it out with this game. Alright, let's load it up. Might be something with CA servers. Could be. If it is, then...
Shameful display!
That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. Anyway, thanks for the battles, folks. That was fun. Again, sorry my content has been a little absent this week. I'm getting caught up, though. We had our stream yesterday. I got the Atomo video out today. We had this stream. I'm going to get some battle videos out over the next couple of days. We're going to get another Grom video out sometime in the next couple of days. Yeah, I've got some stuff planned. We got stuff coming. So, hang tight. The week started out a little slow, but we'll finish it up strong. We'll get some stuff out there. Ooh, little man rebellion at Altdorf. Alright, so this is my Vampire Counts campaign. Let's see where I was at. I was in the process. The dwarves have not declared war on me, which is actually really fortunate for me at the moment.
Never.
Not possible.
Mistress of
I can't figure out what the Druki are up to either. I have Isabella leading this army. I'm having a hard time getting any money. The vampire economy is pretty crappy, to be fair. Like, they're pretty bad. They really rely on winning a bunch of big battles and getting some loot. And you can get their economy going decent, but you gotta build a lot of these really expensive buildings. And I mean, it costs a lot to get them all built. So I feel like it's kind of... I don't know. Yeah, it just kind of depends. How do you like that rigged casino? The rigged casino. Hey, that's just how it is. If there's something that can be rigged, Air's gonna rig it. Let's see here, my White King. Let's go ahead and give him his heavier steed. It's a little bit slower, but he'll... Wait. Loses leadership. Speed, but gains armor? And loses weapons? I'm gonna keep the one I got. The one I got seems better. Broken Sky, thanks for the 5. I don't know why it's not showing up in the chat, but thank goodness the alert went off. And, that's so weird. It's not showing up in the YouTube chat. Jimmy Pat and Broken Sky, thank you. Appreciate it. And then Blake and Damien? What in the world? Protocol, Senshi? What? What is even happening right now? Is this real? I
There's no lights! Two more!
What is happening? I think it's like playing past super chats right now. Like,
There's no lights! Two more!
I think it's like going through a bunch of past super chats. I have no idea what's happening yet. Spam Labs. The bot has gone crazy, folks.
There's no lights!
I don't know what's going on. I guess the bot just went crazy and replayed a whole bunch of super chats. And I'm going to turn my alert box off for a minute so that hopefully it won't keep playing the same thing. What in the world? YouTube, please, you're broken. You're drunk, YouTube. And Streamlabs bot, go home. Air secretly funneling money out of your card, Pilgrim. That's right. Once you guys, if you donate once, I can just hit a button and steal all your money. Like, it's that kind of rigged. Regina knows. She said it was rigged. It's rigged. Alright, I think that the alert box spam is done. I don't know what triggered that. That was interesting. That was interesting.
Very well. It is done. Flight.
What's Garrison work bad just to heal up a little quicker? Isabella some stuff. Let's see. Oh, she can get her Hellsteed now. That'd be fantastic. Perfect. See our Banshee here. This Banshee needs a gun, Regina, so it'll be just like the ones you were describing. Her Grave Ward, because she has to frequently dive after missiles. And Carl's got Karaberg secured. Just garrison Karaberg. It's not like these rebels are going to overtake Altdorf in one turn, so I feel like we're okay there.
Do you need fresh troops?
Our agent up to
Destroy.
steal some tech. Ooh, Castle Drakenhof could be upgraded to top tier. I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's going to be very expensive, but let's get it done while we have the cash for it. Damaged building's going to have to wait. This guy levels up. Let's keep making him good. I'm using him on the campaign map, so I'm going to focus on that for now. What games are you all playing right now? What's exciting for you at the moment? I'm enjoying the single player a lot still in Warhammer 2. I like multiplayer when it's with you all, but I'm not really, honestly, that into multiplayer right now outside of playing battles with you all. It's, that's my really only preferred way to play it at the moment. Could we beat this guy? I don't think so, but we can try it real quick. Playing Zhang Yan and Jingjiang, or however, Jingzhong. I can't say this stuff. I can't pronounce it. I used to know how to pronounce it. Sounds like Bandit Queen and Bandit Queen's brother or something, right? Did I get that? I can't pronounce the name. The Bandit Wars. Yeah, there you go. Project Wingman stream. Sounds fun. Flight arcades. Playing more Slime Rancher than I probably... What is Slime Rancher, Regina? I have never heard of such things. So, obviously, outside of Total War, Halo is always one of my most played games. I love the Master Chief Collection right now. It's great. I do wish they would get Halo 5 on the PC, even though it's not like... I mean, I don't know. The campaign story is It's pretty crappy, but I enjoy the game. I wish they would get the Halo 5 onto the PC. That'd be great, but I don't think they're gonna do that anytime soon. And then, I think no Air loves jets. I was taking out bogeys in the Pacific Northwest, flying an F-14 and a MiG-31. MiG-31, huh? Every time I saw the MiG-31, like looking at pictures, it just looked like it was the biggest possible radar cross-section. Like that's what the Russians were going for. Is like, how do we make something appear like a flying barn on the radar? It'll be really fast, obviously, not like a barn, but it'll appear like it's a barn going almost Mach 3. Basically farm slimes, feed them, and sell their poop. MiG-31's a speed brick. MiG-15 is a cute plane. I give the Russians credit for this, though. Their airplanes were... Like, the Americans were building essentially stuff that's kind of like roadsters. You know what I mean? Like, very intricate, very great technology, very fast, you know, great electronics, all that kind of stuff. And then the Russians would just make stuff that, like, it may have looked kind of ugly, but was insanely functional, was cheaper to produce, and then it could take off from, like, a gravel runway in the middle of nowhere. So I was going to appreciate that. Like, their engineering was different, and in some ways people could claim it was inferior, and I think that'd be a true statement in some ways, but in other ways, very impressive. Very impressive. MiG-29 came along and made American jets look less sexy. Yeah, I think if the MiG-29 had a proper, like, Western suite of electronics, would have been an insanely successful aircraft. Already a pretty good aircraft. But if it would have had, like, you know, the radar and computer systems from Western jets, it could have been pretty dang dangerous. And I think it always was pretty dangerous in a close-in fight, if I remember right, because it had this helmet-mounted high off-bore sight for, like, short-range heat-seeking missiles. But it would just get slaughtered at beyond visual range by Americans with AMRAAMs and stuff. If I understood right, whenever West Germany had some and we got to finally test against them, the Americans would win the BVR fights, you know, just easily. But the when you got up close, the Russian jets were very dangerous because of that high off-bore sight capability with the and the Russians. Another thing they were really good at, from what I understood, what I read in some books, was the Russians were also very, very good with rockets, which was apparent from their space program. So their missiles, you know, later on were quite capable, if I understood it right. Like their short-range heat seekers in the end were very, very capable. Yeah, the Russians have been making some excellent rockets for a long time. Alright, here we go. I think we're going to win this. MiG-31 was more of a rocket than a jet. It was definitely a fast aircraft. And I'm pretty sure it was probably designed to try and keep the Americans from flying a U-2 and SR-71s over the top of them all the time. I'm sure the Russians did not appreciate that. I'm pretty sure it was a direct result of the reconnaissance aircraft that the US was flying over the top of them. Well, I think we claimed we never flew the Blackbird over Russia. Obviously the U-2 we did. I want to say that we claimed we never flew the Blackbird over their territory, and at least that was the official records that I read. I don't know if it's true or not. Can you imagine how pissed off we would have been if the Soviets been flying? Oh yeah, it's understandable. I mean, who wouldn't be pissed off if you were violating the airspace to take pictures in your countries that are, you know, constantly in like a Cold War with each other? Like, absolutely. Absolutely, you'd be mad. I'm sad the Blackbirds retired. That jet was something else. Yeah, it's amazing. I think they still have some though that can be brought into mission readiness. Like I think they're mothballed, but able to be brought into mission readiness. I could be wrong though, but I think they do have some. I think they just became very obsolete when you got satellites. You know what I mean? Once you end up with satellites up in a geosync orbit, reconnaissance aircraft may still have some value for like really close-in reconnaissance, but I would think that the satellite is going to be your go-to. I think the U-2 is prettier? Really? The U-2 is an ugly airplane. Very functional airplane. But man, was it ugly. At least my opinion. If y'all like the airplane stuff, by the way, whenever I was in school looking to be a mechanical engineer, I read a biography or an autobiography by Ben Rich, who was the engineer in charge of the Lockheed Skunk Works program. And he worked under, was it Mark Kelly, I think was his name. And he was the one who initially ran it. And over the course of that time, of course, they designed the U-2, the Blackbird, the F-117 Nighthawk, and then eventually the F-22 and F-35, stuff along in there. So, man, it is a great book. You should go read it. It's full of amazing stories, like really good stories. So you should definitely go read it. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but it's Ben Rich. It's the guy who wrote it. So go check it out. That's right, Senshi. He actually has stories from when they were out testing some of these aircraft at Groom Lake. In fact, they were telling stories about how when they were out at Area 51 doing these test flights, they knew exactly when the Russian satellites were going to fly over the top of the base. And so, of course, anything that they didn't want the Russians to see, they would put it inside of a hangar. And they started making like all these silhouettes of crazy looking airplanes, and they would just like, you know, they would cut them out of like black sheets and stuff to where it would look like an airplane sitting there, you know, from a satellite looking straight down at it, and they would just put all this crazy stuff on the ground just to try and throw the Russians off. I'm sure the Russians probably did stuff like that to us too, but I mean, it was really funny. So it's like they knew exactly when the satellites were going to be there. So he talked about how when it was that time, everybody would go inside and they had to put all the airplanes inside, and then they would put these decoys out and basically try and fool the satellites into not knowing what they were doing.
All die.
The Mustang was the pinnacle of planes. It was definitely an amazing aircraft. The P-51 was a really cool aircraft. Let's kill him. I'm worried if I auto-resolve it, they're gonna screw me over. Dov plays, what's going on? Thanks for being here. He says, Lycra, I blast with pistols. They didn't bring any pistols to this fight. Marcus Helborg is out of character here. Appius says, anyway, if people like jets, come join some of my chill Project Wingman streams. Appius, you need to get DCS World. I watch videos of some guys who play DCS World just because I like the aircraft. I don't know if I would ever be any good at DCS World, but it looks pretty awesome. It may be like too realistic for me, even though it looks great. All right, I've got my goon squad. We will be a gooning. I never did care much for the Russian designs. Obviously, you know, I'm probably very biased towards the American ones because I am an American, right? But I'll give the Russians credit for this. The MiG-29 and the, what was it? Was it a Su-27, and then of course the later variants of it. It had like the Canard foreplanes and stuff. Those were some good looking airplanes. And the maneuverability of those airplanes was nuts. Those are some good looking and highly maneuverable aircraft.
Still my beating heart.
All the stuff before that, doesn't really do it for me, but those were impressive.
Empower me.
That game is pricey, yeah. I think it's got like a whole bunch of different modules and stuff that you have to buy like individually. I think it is very expensive. I don't think it's coming cheap. And then if you want to buy like a flight yoke and stuff for it, then that's going to cost you big time. There's only one plane that still has the shark face paint on it and it goes burnt. The A-10 is pretty awesome. The A-10 is pretty great. Gotta love some A-10. I mean, if you don't paint a shark face on your plane, are you really serious? You know what I mean? Can people take you seriously if you don't have the shark face? P-38 was the OG shark. The P-38 was a cool plane. Very unique. I used to look at all the aircraft. I loved reading anything I could find about aircraft because I thought I was going to be working on aircraft as an engineer. Like designing them and stuff. But here I am. Here I am instead. But that's okay. I like where I've ended up in life. I'm happy with it. I don't have any regrets. Lay off my mortis engine. Get over here and dive bomb this rocket battery real quick. All right. Not bad for the Wind of Death.
A new order comes.
Could have been better, but I'll take it. I love the changes they made to Vargeist. Vargeist feels so much better now. They're still a bit squishy. That's fine. Like, it feels like a fair trade-off. But I'm about to use it. Hang on. Get out of here. I don't want to lose that unit. Manfred, can you heal this crap? No. Some more Winds of Magic. Like, I feel like you just cannot get enough Winds of Magic with Manfred. Keep that unit alive. I won't have to recruit another unit. Alright, we just gotta kill the steam tank. Man, that's a tanky tank. There we go. Alright, in that battle, decisive victory. Decisive victory. I played DCS for a while without a HOTAS. It's not ideal, but it's playable. Yeah. It would be great to have like a HOTAS. You're going to play it, just be fun. But yeah, I'm sure you can do it without. Just probably doesn't feel quite as good. I used to play Falcon 4.0 a long time ago, all the time on PC. Like, I loved that game. It was a pretty in-depth flight sim for back in the day. It was a lot of fun, focused on the F-16 and like kind of a mock-up of a Korea War Part 2, I think. It was a good time. I had a Eurofighter 2000 or an EF-2000 game, like way back in the day. It was a lot of fun to play, so I played that one a bunch too. I think it was before there were actually any Eurofighters in service. I think it was still just like a design concept at the time.
Fight. Mostly grows strong.
I'll tell you another pretty good looking aircraft for like one of the next gen aircrafts that I think looks really nice, and probably an underappreciated country in terms of aircraft design because they've designed some real doozies. Is France. The Rafale is a really pretty airplane as well. And the Mirage 2000 was actually a really capable fighter for a long time too. So they had some pretty great aircraft.
I'll take Sigmar's throne.
Okay. Night, Warner. See you later. Thanks for joining us. France dominates the Delta Wing. Indeed they do. France loves their Delta Wings. The Saab Gripen is also a really cool looking airplane. I'll agree with that. The Gripen is a really cool looking airplane. Let's see. Curse of Undeath. Is the Gripen Swedish? Or do I have the wrong Nordic country? I can't ever remember. Is it Swedish? One way or the other, it's impressive for one of those relatively small countries, relatively speaking, right, to develop and produce fighter aircraft like that. So, it's impressive. That is an expensive activity to get into. It's a very expensive activity. So to be able to produce an aircraft like that in a country that's, like I said, relatively speaking, quite small. So that is an impressive feat. Let's see. Banshee, probably just more attack. More expensive than Warhammer minis? Nah, that's a good question. You bought all the Warhammer minis, it might cost more than a Gripen. Yeah, it's risky because the Gripen didn't do well in the export market. They would have lost billions. Who did end up buying it? And I wouldn't be surprised that it would do well on an export market because all things considered, like, for instance, like the Gripen may come with less total capability than, say, like a Joint Strike Fighter, but the Joint Strike Fighter costs like the entire world's money supply to purchase. And so I could see the Gripen being a popular choice for someone looking for a light fighter in an affordable range that, you know, you could actually get a few of them rather than buying like part of one or just a model of one. And don't get me wrong, I think the F-35 is a cool airplane. It's just insanely expensive. Insanely expensive. To me, I'm always frustrated that America quit producing the Raptor. They should have produced more F-22s. The F-22 is an absolute beast of an aircraft, and the fact that they quit producing them, to me, is just unforgivably stupid. You spent all the money standing up those assembly lines. You spent all the money research and development, developing this aircraft, and you've got to replace over 1,000 aircraft in the U.S. Air Force, and you only buy 120 something Raptors, and then get rid of all the tooling, shut down the assembly line, and fire all the people. And I'm just like, huh? Like, what's going to happen if you end up in a situation where you lose some aircraft? Like, it takes years to set the assembly line back up and get all the people there and crank out the first airplane. It was not a smart move. And what's the likelihood we're in a war like that? Not very likely, but I mean, you've got 30 or 40-year-old airframes with F-16s and F-15s. They're going to fall apart in the air. And if you're going to turn off the F-22 line, you should have had a better answer in place. I mean, that's just my opinion. Like, that was crazy. Absolutely crazy. You don't spend all that money and then just tear it apart and get nothing out of it. So the F-22 is an insanely dominant aircraft right now in the world. And obviously we don't know much about like certain other things, but I mean, it is absolutely awesome. Yeah, the F-35 is more mature here, but you got to think about the two platforms. Again, I'm going to get off in engineering land. That's just my opinion. A single-engine platform is not as good. Like, the F-22 had more thrust, faster aircraft, that it can attain a higher speed. The higher your speed, better you can attack from distance. In my opinion, you would have been better off to, like, I wouldn't say scuttle the Joint Strike Fighter, because they were looking for, like, a single-engine airplane to replace the F-16, but the F-22 is just a stronger aircraft. And, you could have probably modified it into a variant for ground attack as well. So look at the F-15, for instance. It was built to be an air superiority fighter. And then years later, they took it and made the F-15E Strike Eagle, which was an extremely good ground attack aircraft. And they ended up retiring all their F-111s and other stuff because the F-15E was so good. And so I think you could have done the same thing with the Raptor and saved yourself a lot of development costs going down that road. Or another option that America could have considered, for instance, was they kind of put all their effort into these stealth fighters, which is great. They're good. But another option that they could have kept open was it costs too much to replace everything with all these stealth aircraft right now. So why not just create a new F-15 or F-16 that's like totally up to date, newer engines, better materials, better everything, and just build those to replace the old airframes. You know what I mean? And then you don't have to spend $1 trillion per aircraft on having a 5th generation stealth fighter. You know what I mean? That could have been the play as well, right? Get the F-22s to clean out the skies. So buy enough of them that you clean out the sky, and then you don't need stealth aircraft at that point, right? You don't need near as many of them. Anyway, just another thought that could have worked as well. So you'd want to have a good mix, right? Just my thoughts. Avro Arrow? I haven't seen the Avro Arrow. Yeah, the F-15EX was a pretty cool idea. It's a cool idea. Appy is saying, yeah, the Air Force is going to need a new cheap single-engine plane. The F-35 was supposed to be it, but too expensive. Exactly. Exactly. It ended up being too expensive. So, like, I think they should have just focused on the F-22, ditched the whole idea of the F-35 for now, and just brought back some of our other aircraft. So save some of the money from the F-35 program, buy more of the old jets, but produced new with all the new equipment, new electronics, new, better composite materials, like all that kind of stuff, right? And then just gone and spent a little more on F-22s so that you have like an air dominance fleet, which is there to clear out the skies, and then you have the rest of the fleet, which is support for that extremely expensive stealth fleet that you have, right? That would have been my idea. But whatever. I'm not a defense contractor. I'm not a commander-in-chief. I am an armchair pilot. Not a very good one. So who knows? I could see myself being in a leadership and making that decision, and then like everything we do is wrong and we lose, and it's all my fault. That'd be my luck. That'd be my luck. I'd still be open to the idea. I agree with you, Flash Overlord. I'd still be open to the idea. Just, like, if you need something to be cheaper, produce less F-35s. Go ahead and get a few, because you're going to need some of these, like, latest generation aircraft. But just start building more of the old ones. And then come up with a better idea in the future, like something that really will come in on cost.
Kill them.
All this talk of airplanes, you guys really brought it out of me. I love aircraft. It's really cool. Obviously, I don't ever want to be in one getting shot at, and I don't want to be dropping bombs on people, but it's fun from a video game standpoint and fun to think about. At least for me it is.
Master, do you need fresh troops? Raise it to the ground.
Vampire Counts campaign, is this going to be a series? Not really, Killscribe. This is just one I was playing for fun, and we were getting a lot of lag in our multiplayer battles, so I just wanted to finish up the stream with something. I felt like playing some Vampire Counts. Just kind of chat with y'all, chill out. Ooh, they're gonna come out and attack me. They got reinforcements. I wonder where the reinforcements are coming from. I can't see them. This small army, is that the one in the garrison? I think we got attacked by this one. So I can't... Yeah, here he is. I wonder what direction everything's gonna be coming from on the map. B-52 will reach 100 years in service. Yeah, it probably will. Ooh, we get a choke point. That'll be good. Not that we have artillery to take advantage of it, but we can use it to try and pull the Empire across to us. Oh, the B-52. Those timeless classics like the C-130. Those will just be in service forever. Here, let's have some fun. Okay, let's have some fun. If you had to pick, like, you were going to get the opportunity to own a single engine piston prop fighter from the World War II era, okay? You get to pick one. It's your personal play toy, and you'll have all the money and stuff to use it properly. Which one are you picking? Which one are you picking? Fun story. I was working at a bank when I was in college, and a guy came in to make a loan payment one day, and you know, I had noticed that it was a rather expensive loan, and was just kind of curious what it was that he was paying on. Probably none of my business, but like, there's a button on my screen that you can push to show the collateral. So like, what was the loan on, right? What does the bank take? You can't pay the loan. It was a P-51 Mustang. Dude had bought himself a Mustang. So the next time he came in, I asked him about it, and he started telling me about it. And sure enough, out at the airport, he had the Mustang in a hangar, and he was flying a Mustang. Talk about sweet, man. The Mustang would be high on my list. It would definitely be high on my list. You know, there's another one, though, that I think gets kind of overlooked that would be relatively high on my list. That would be the, was it the F-4 Corsair? It was a naval aircraft, but very, very quick airplane. But so, I don't know. I think I would probably end up going P-51. But as far as some notable close honorable mentions, what I call it, honorable mentions. I think the FW-190, Focke-Wulf 190, that was a pretty sweet airplane. The Supermarine Spitfire gets an honorable mention. All the work get pulled. And obviously a lot of people would probably like to go with the 109. The BF 109, because it was another one that's just a proven workhorse. A lot of fun ones. Yeah, the F4 was a quick one. Thanks for subscribing, Russell. We're gonna have a problem here, which is that they can get their rockets in range of me no matter how far back I am. Okay, now it's gonna spam us with subscribers from recently too, so that's just great. Here comes the spam. So let's see what kind of planes we got up here that people picked. The Yak 3, that's an interesting pick. Would have expected that one. The BF 109, 109, F4. Let's see, the Corsair was a cool one. P51D for Senshi. Alright, I'm gonna turn the alert box off again and see if we can get it to shut up. I don't know if cheap is the word I would use to describe Mustangs. I think the one this guy had was a couple million. I don't remember the price, but I mean, we're not cheap. A Zero. I wonder how the Zero would have done if it was facing off against, like for instance, like Spitfires and, you know, what was some of the other American airplanes earlier in the war? But you had a P-40. What was some of the more common American planes before the Mustang really rolled into place? Now I'm trying to remember. You had the P-38, the P-40. The Zeros were facing up against Hellcats. And then, well, you had the... There was the one at the beginning of the war that the Zero was just a better airplane. I can't remember the name of it was. P-40s crushed the Zeros and the Flying Tigers. And then you had the P-47. I don't know when it came around, but it seemed like it was a little bit of a heavier plane. But it was cool because it had the 18-cylinder double Wasp engine. So, good stuff there. Wildcat, yeah, Wildcat was the first one, and then they made the Hellcat. So I think it was the Wildcat that was like totally outmatched by the Zero. And then whenever they introduced the Hellcat, the Zero ended up getting outmatched. The Aerocobra. Certainly a more rare one. It's an interesting looking airplane. B-39. I'm glad there's some other aircraft connoisseurs here. The Zero had no match in the beginning of the war. Yeah, that's what most of the stuff I've watched was showing us, that it was just an excellent aircraft early in the war. And the Japanese pilots had probably more battle experience early on. Aerocobra was crazy engineering-wise, had the engine behind the pilot. I guess they just had to run a big, like, shaft, like a big drive shaft underneath the cockpit or something to turn the propeller because of the engine placement. Quite a game called Heroes of the Pacific, only on PS2. There was World War II planes. Yeah, I loved the games that would have like World War II planes. It was fun. The Mosquito. Yeah, that's another cool airplane.
I am immortal.
Early on, the IJN pilots were more experienced. Yeah, I would imagine so, because America hadn't... I think Japan was already fighting against China and other people, and it had a war against Russia prior to all that too, I think, right? Up in Siberia, maybe, or I don't remember where it was. But I want to say they had fought Russia a decade or so before that and gotten some experience. I don't know. I gotta brush up. I'm not great with history right now, but I do love... I like reading about what happened in the wars. I hope to never experience it, obviously. I don't ever want to experience it. So some people are like, man, air really glorifies war, talking about this stuff. No, it's just like, it's kind of fun to talk about. Obviously, it's not something that I really wish to experience. So, I mean, I do what I'd have to do for my country, but it doesn't make me want to experience it. Hope no one has to. I mean, I'm sure we will, because this world is what it is, but it'd be great if none of us had to experience it. World War II channel here on YouTube. I've watched the World War II in color on Netflix. That was a great one. And then there was... what else did I watch? There was a bunch of really great... Oh, they got a war wagon, don't they? Those turds.
Quickly!
Swiftly!
Get in the air! My fated unit. Slow this down for a second because I'm busy back here. Yeah, we're still a ways off from their main force, so we're good. Alright. Alright. Gave those Empire Knights the, gave them their fate. Channel called World War II. Yeah, I like learning about it. It's pretty crazy. Really, really crazy stuff.
Attack! Bow before me!
Followed World War I real time from 2014 to 2018. That's crazy. That's a neat idea. I'm very unfamiliar with World War I. Very unfamiliar with it. I only know like a couple of high-level factoids. Okay, you get an attack going, being attacked over here. Let's see if we can go pin these Empire Knights over here and kill them. They've got ranged coming up on me, which is definitely not ideal. Start pushing our infantry out of here. Those Empire Knights are getting beat up a fair bit. Go get a melee going. Oh, they're turning their handguns around. Watch it. Swing around this way. We are in trouble. We gotta get to those missiles. Oh my gosh, I'm getting slaughtered back here. Pin these units in. Yeah, we were taking a beating up the middle. Drop this back here. Can we get through here? Be tough. Let's get all over these guns. If we don't get rid of these missile units, we're gonna get absolutely slaughtered because we're already in big trouble. I'm getting wrecked over here by white wolves. Got some hex wraiths through over here, but they're hurting. They are feeling the hurt. Stay on these guys. Okay, got the Banshee through. Alright, we got an all-out brawl on our hands here. Let's get the White Wolves. I can't believe how much damage they've done to my Hex Wraiths. I keep thinking that they have magic attack or something. Magic resistance over here. Let's put a summon right here. And go get on this one. Gotta think like a vampire here. Alright, stay on top of these units. We can't let them shoot us to death. Get the Vargeist back up here. Come on, you gotta go get these gunners. Let the zombies have them. We're gonna lose a Hex Wraith, at least. Got another cavalry unit we gotta get through here. Our infantry is holding, albeit it is a struggle. Another Black Knight through here. It's shielded, so that'll be good. I'm losing a Hex Wraith over here. Let's come put a summon there. I'm gonna ignore the war wagons for now because I don't feel like there's much of a threat.
Quickly!
Alright, we got the zombies in there. Let's see if we can get rid of the white wolves. Woo! This infantry fight is brutal. Fortunately for me, the Sternsman is absolutely owning over there. Let's go get this vampire in here.
Blood magic!
I'm gonna lose this Hex Wraith. I can't save it.
Swiftly!
Makes me sad. Alright, the Vargeist, clean that up. Let's let the Vargeist get the war wagons because they have some armor piercing. Let's go get this regrouped handgun unit out here. Alright, how are we doing? Alright, we've gotten some routes in the infantry fight. This is great because we need some reinforcements in a few places. Cryptors are such a nice combination. Okay, forget that. Go after the guns. Doesn't take long for a regrouped unit of handguns to jack you up real bad.
Isabella von Carstein!
Yeah, you can stay on the white wolves. Just get a summon on that archer unit.
Excellent! End them!
Let's go fight this huntsman general. Oh, we crushed his infantry. Our infantry was better. A heck of a fight here. Empire gave me a real good fight.
Battle of the night.
I'm gonna kill their leader units because I don't think they'll get them back. Some folks on them and try and put a beating on them. Let's kill off the white wolves. Need routing handgun units. Let's clean them up. So I'm gonna try and kill their leadership here. Try and use my Cryptors and poison these units where they can't really get away from me. Not really necessary at this point, but we can use our abilities.
I hunger. We are immortal.
Guy's getting pretty close to the white line. Come on! One of my Cryptors just pushing him off the battlefield. Alright, we got one of them. Oh, the other one's stuck. Spirit Leech. Did they get away? Yeah, they got away. They got knocked off the battlefield. Darn. Alright. It's about time for me to hop off here for tonight. Had a good time. Thanks for the fun chat, by the way. Just sticking around, chatting with me about airplanes, playing battles. Good time. Very much appreciate you all. Stream of flying World War II, FFA, sad moves, and insane vampires. That was a fun battle right there. See, this is one of the reasons why, in my opinion, Warhammer 2 is still one of the best Total War games. Not so much because of all the mechanics or the polish or all that other stuff. These are good battles. And I just don't get much of this. We lost both our Hex Wraiths, but the Dead Shall Rise Again gave me one of them back. So that's pretty fortunate because the Hex Wraiths are great units. So I'm going to snag this replenishment. That should leave me in a position where that settlement should be takeable. Braun's getting some revenge over here at Karlberg. He wants his Karlberg greatswords back. But anyway, I will see you all again soon. Hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. I did. So thank you for being here. Air of Carthage signing out. And I will catch you all next time. So next Tuesday, we'll be back on stream.